Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of iTrack. Big shout out to everybody that is just tapped in, man. Hey, major shout out to the chat and all the iTrack fam. And if this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy videos from all around the internet and kind of evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fake. Before we get into it, do me the biggest favor, hit that like button for me, hit that hype button, and subscribe if you're not already part of the iTrack fam. And let's just get right into it.
Moments ago, ABC News confirmed the parent company Meta has agreed to a settlement with 51 attorneys general, including California's attorney general.
The states were suing Meta for billions of dollars for allegedly turning a blind eye to the addictive dangers for kids spending hours on Facebook and Instagram. As ABC News reports, the settlement forces major changes for users under 18 years old, including a default daily time limit of 2 hours, a ban on displaying the number of likes and reactions, and a block on notifications from 10 p.m. until 7 a.m. every day and all day during the school day.
So we can move social media being addicting out of the conspiracy theory zone. I mean, if they won that settlement in court, that means they did a great job of providing proof that it is actually addicting. So that's pretty interesting all in itself.
It's an insane video of a baseball bat that just flies away.
Look, it was so far inside, it hit the knob of the bat. Look at that bat waggle. Did you see that? How's that for a replay? Bat. Look, it was so far inside.
It's as if gravity gives up and the baseball bat has a mind of its own.
How's that for a replay?
This image is of a baby gate, and if you'll notice, the baby gate is diagonal, but the shadows are straight lines. The shoe in this video isn't quite reflecting the way it's supposed to be. Check this out. Up next is a perfectly cut out square in a mountainous region. Why? How? Now if this was over farmland or something, that would make sense, but these are mountains. Why is there a perfect square or rectangle cut out of the mountains like this? In this window there is a reflection of a car that seemingly doesn't exist. Check this out. No, seriously though, where is this car?
An iron fence that stopped viewers cold. The creature, small, furry, with eyes that caught the light like two bright coins, moved through the bars not by squeezing but by flowing. Its body rippled and folded, weaving in and out at a speed no animal with a solid skeleton should manage. Some viewers were certain it was a cryptid. Others insisted it was simply an agile cat, but cats do not move like that. Whatever it was, it treated solid iron as though it was not there at all.
And not only that, I don't think I saw feet on that thing. I mean, if it was very hard to see. Rewind that one back and let me know if you saw any.
I submitted an anonymous tip to the FBI, and I thought it was anonymous. But then I get a call from a police department saying that they had some questions for me because of the person that I reported to the FBI. And I was like, wait, I thought it was an anonymous tip. How did you... I said, did I put my phone number or my name on there? And they said no. And I said, how did you get my information? And they said, it was the FBI. We worked with the FBI to get your information. So don't be fooled, guys. If you submit an anonymous tip to the FBI, just remember, it's the FBI. Anonymous and FBI don't go together.
Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Now, even mentioning that line in your senator commercial is crazy work.
Many viewers are saying this is a bug on the camera lens, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it is. First, look how it dips down here, as if it's making contact with the ground and following the path. Next, watch as it climbs over the car. I think this is some sort of dark energy. What do you think?
When was the last time you saw Demi Moore? And why do I ask? Because Demi Moore did a layout for Vogue magazine, and she was completely unrecognizable. If you haven't seen the images, take a look at this. Who is that in the Vogue layout? Is that Demi Moore? Is that the Demi Moore we're all used to seeing? Take a look at this image right here. Who is that? Is that Demi Moore? Take a look at this image right here of Demi Moore from the Vogue magazine layout. This is an image of Demi Moore taken not too long ago. And this is the Demi Moore we're all used to seeing. So who is this Demi Moore right there? So the question needs to be asked, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? And like I say in all of my videos, I understand that people can age and people can change. But these celebrities are all not looking the same. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
You guys are not realizing how significant this is. Heaven is literally right above.
Start on the black speck against the cloud deck, because it is the only thing in the frame that refuses to explain itself. This clip was uploaded by Jukin Media in December 2020 as a pilot witness video. The source says the aircraft was around 30,000 feet when the pilot noticed a dark object near the plane. The footage appears to show a small body moving against layers of cloud. Then the camera zooms and loses certainty. The normal answer could be a balloon, debris, another aircraft far away, or even a window reflection. The detail that kept the clip alive is simpler. The object looks outside the aircraft, not on the glass. That is the part the ordinary explanation still has to account for.
Guys, new footage is now starting to surface of the scientist that was researching anti-gravity. She's in a complete panic in the video, saying that she was being hit by some kind of energy weapon and she has the burns on her body to prove it. Her name was Amy Eskridge, and she wasn't just working on free energy, she was actually trying to research how to manipulate gravity itself. She claimed that this has been discovered 4 different times, and every single time it was covered up before it could go public. In the video, she's working on a computer that isn't even connected to the internet. She says that somebody is scanning what she's typing through the window, and it's burning her hands while she's typing.
My hands still burn because there's damage, but it's like my body relaxed when we barricaded, and it was like relief, like immediately.
Whenever she went to block the window, she said that the burning stopped immediately and there was an outline of her body left on the glass. You can literally see her posture in the window as if it was an X-ray. A former CIA weapons expert on her team identified the exact device, and he said that it was powered by car batteries inside of a vehicle that was parked outside of her home. And actually, for 4 to 5 years straight, she reported multiple different times that an Eastern European man in a Lexus had been parked outside of her house watching her. Amy Eskridge is the woman that texted her friend and said that if they say that I did this to myself, I did not. And then they ruled it as self-inflicted. She predicted exactly what they would say. They said it. I'm going to be staying updated on this, so make sure you add me and come back for more.
Man, that is one of the weirdest looking growths on a tree I've ever seen. It looks like a deer ran full speed and ran into the tree. Look at this. That is crazy looking. But it looks like the bear took off running and ran into the back of the tree. See? You see it? That's wild looking. Looks like it molded into the tree. Even looks like its arm was up underneath him when he ran into it. That's crazy looking. It's cool though.
It looks like about my height. Like, look. I mean,
yeah, it looks like, yes.
Butt. Dangly arms.
It looks like you ran right into the damn tree, right?
It's almost like those Halloween decorations where it shows the witch flying into the
Well, apparently these guys did some kind of experiment where they were firing lasers up like that, and I guess it hit something up there. Y'all like the video and check this out.
We are hitting something with the laser. Clouds? I'm seeing
A cloud.
So we're hitting something. You see the spot up there? It shouldn't be a beam. What are we hitting?
What could that be?
I have no idea. It should be going higher than that. I don't think it should stop that low.
Just after we turned on the laser space cannon, the beam was cut off by an invisible obstruction. But rather than 100 feet high like 2 nights ago, this was at a much higher altitude.
Now, why didn't they just move around? They should have showed us that laser just shooting up from different spots in that location. That would have made more sense.
Because the black-crowned night heron hunts primarily from dusk till dawn, it's deeply tied to the night, the moon, and the shadow self. Seeing one suggests you should pay attention to your dreams, inner voice, and hidden insights.
Very mysterious indeed, but Brakeman shares another encounter with us that was filmed at another residence, and which also was recorded by a security camera. A man was returning home, and something else seemed to follow him just moments later. It's quite eerie how this translucent shape seems to be making its way up the steps and into the same house the man was walking into just moments earlier. The shape appears to be that of a young woman with a ponytail. Many people don't believe that this was just all a light reflection or spider webs of any kind. But of course it's impossible to say if this was a spirit following the man this night or something else.
Beautiful is be you to the full, not being your mind or your body, but allowing the will of your soul to be expressed through your mind and into your body, into the world.
Always hidden in plain view. Did you see that suitcase say Elvis is still alive? Why would you even put that there?
Yeah, I'm scared as I did something today. I'm scared as right now, bro.
What are you scared about? What happened?
I did something. I can't say it on screen, bro. Like, I'm very scared as I'm not. I can't say it on screen, though. I'm like that.
Say it.
Nah, I can't, bro. I can't say it on screen.
It's bad.
I'm scared as bro, but I'm just trying to get my mind off of it, bro.
Hey, guys, I got bit on the head today with the mosquito, and I was kind of pushing it down, rubbing it down, and I looked in the mirror. This is what it looks like. Now, I don't know if this is like a allergic reaction or not, but I'm getting a little scared. So I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Now, Florida, I already know you guys got crocodiles and alligators walking all around outside over there, but if mosquitoes are doing that, you guys got a handful of problems.
Another person exposing Hollywood for what it truly is. Y'all need to hear what this man is talking about. This man is a barber for the elite, for a lot of Hollywood stars. But more importantly, this man is a minister. And in this video I'm about to show you, he explains what they do behind the scenes and what he was almost a part of if God didn't save him. Matter of fact, look at this.
I would travel to cut athletes, actors, rappers, singers, so on and so forth, the elite. And I get a call one day from a very well-known basketball player. I'm not gonna mention no names because you know all of these people associated. And he say, hey, it's a show that's shooting in Miami and they need a barber on set. Would you like to do it? I say, yeah. He say, I'm gonna call the agent. I have him call you and y'all work out the details. Long story short, the agent calls me. He say, hey, you came highly recommended by such and such. What's your price for the day? I gave him a price. He actually paid me like $1,000 more than the price I named. So I get on set, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little excited. I was never starstruck because I've been cutting stars all my life, but I'm a little excited because I love this show. And it was 4 main actors. I cut out 4 of them. So after cutting their hair, a very well-known actress from this show, she walks in. She's getting her hair and makeup done. Getting it done. I'm just sitting. I'm on my phone by this time because I've cut all of the actors. And she heard my conversation with one of the main actors, and I told him I'm a minister. So she asked the hairstylist and the makeup artist. She said, "Give me and him a second." They leave, and it's just me and her in there. So she say, "I heard you say you're a minister." I said, "Yes, I'm a minister." She said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you some advice. I hope you heed it." I was like, "What's the advice?" She said, "Do me a favor. It was a door that I saw nobody come in or out." She said, "Crack that door and look in there." I cracked the door. I looked in there, and it was a Baphomet chair.
Y'all do know what a Baphomet is, right? I'm gonna show you the Baphomet chair though. That's the Baphomet chair he's talking about. Back to the video.
Close the door. I say, "I know exactly what that is." She say, "They are going to do a ritual." I say, "Whoa." She say, "Ask the agent, could you get paid and you leave? Because you don't need to be around that kind of energy, that kind of demonic activity." I asked the agent. He wrote my check, and I was about to get out of there, and I told her, I said, "Thank you." She say, "You couldn't imagine the things that take place in Hollywood."
You have people that will sacrifice anything just to be a part of that elite group. He's telling you what's going on there. Pay attention.
Dolly Parton passes away at the age of 80 years old. And what if I told you this is yet another ritual? Because she passes away on 8/25, and in one of the ciphers in Gematria, you got that right, Dolly Parton adds up to 825. And let's not forget about all of the things that she showed everybody when she was alive. I mean, stuff like this right here should show and tell you all that you need to know about one Dolly Parton. Or even stuff like this right here, where she was talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift when they have their firstborn. And she's the godmother of Miley Cyrus, who is currently this age right here. But maybe all of this stuff is just one big coincidence, right? Right? R.I.P. to Dolly Parton.
These witnesses at the Mexico City Metro thought they were filming a massive rat, but watch as it runs down the tunnel.
Uy, la ratilla, no manches, bien gorda. Ya se fue, espérate. ¿Qué chingados es eso? ¿Qué? ¿Y esa madre? Ay, güey, ay.
Did you catch it? It appears to change into a human-shaped form and continue running down the dark tunnel. And people online are calling it something very specific, something native to that region as far as their myths and legends.
No mames, güey.
They call it a Nahul, from the Mesoamerican tradition, and it's associated with humans taking animal form. But we have to ask, is this real or is this AI? Watch it again and let us know what you think. Could this be the legendary Nahul or is it some clever AI? Be sure to comment below.
Uy, la ratilla, no manches, bien gorda. Ya se fue, espérate. ¿Qué chingados es eso? ¿Qué? ¿Y esa madre? Ay, güey, ay, ¿ya lo viste? No mames, güey.
This strange light was reportedly filmed over a residential area somewhere in the Balkans. The bright object appears low over the buildings, and as the camera follows it, its shape seems to change. But there's an important question. Are we actually seeing the object change shape, or is the camera struggling to focus on an extremely bright light? Drone, aircraft, atmospheric phenomenon, or something else? Watch closely. What do you think this is?
Markus, was ist denn das? Das hat doch ganz laut Geräusch, hörst du das? Jetzt ist sie weg. Seht ihr das?
Fun fact of the day. The town of Poor, Texas changed its name to Wealthy, Texas in the 1890s, quote, due to popular opinion.
If you eat meat and you live in the United States, you might want to watch this video because there's a chance that the meat you're about to eat was imported from a foreign country. So the United States is getting ready to bring in a massive amount of foreign beef in an attempt to bring down the prices in the United States, but there's something very weird about this. So the Trump administration already agreed to bring in 80,000 tons of beef from Argentina per year to America, but earlier this year, China rejected the beef from Argentina because the authorities there reportedly detected chloramphenicol, which is an antibiotic prohibited for use in food-producing animals. Now, Argentina did dispute that finding, but on top of that, just this month, the USDA recalled nearly 30,000 pounds of beef from Argentina that was already in the United States because it wasn't presented for required import reinspection. But this is where it gets even more interesting. When Trump was asked about bringing in beef from Argentina, just listen to what he said.
Question is, what do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I happen to like the president of Argentina, I think he's trying to do the best he can.
So where are we at now? Well, the United States just announced a bigger plan. The United States could bring in up to 300,000 metric tons of foreign beef over just 90 days in an attempt to bring these prices down. As of right now, we still don't know which countries that it will actually be coming from. Trump was directly asked which countries it's going to come from, and he said there's a few, and it's going to be really high quality beef. This is going to bring meat prices down, but I just don't know how worth it it's going to be.
I will say this, some of the cleanest food I've ever ate was outside of America. If you've done even just a little bit of international travel, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, remember that video I just did?
The beef deal.
I don't want to say which countries, but there are a few countries.
Well, today they asked the agriculture secretary, and she doesn't want to say where the meat's coming from either.
What specific countries have been in talks with the U.S. about stepping up those imports, aside from Mexico, which
I am not privy to talk about that. I think the conversations are still going on, and that's Ambassador Greer who's finalizing what exactly that looks like, and I think the president's involved in that as well. Thank you.
Now this heifer doesn't want to say where it's coming from. I'm so sorry about calling you a heifer. You're totally not. I just wanted to be funny, and I was going to use Jezebel, but I thought that was kind of rude too, so I went with that. Anyway, speaking of actual heifers, wait, no, not that one, but cows, the actual cows where the beef is coming from. The first video I made about it blew up because all of America and a lot of the world wants to know where this beef is coming from. It's super sketchy to have the president be like, yeah, I don't really want to say, and then the agriculture secretary be like, nah, yeah, I don't really want to say either. Is there going to be a point where you tell us where the beef's coming from?
During an abduction, something weird happens, and I would feel a change in the room, and I could feel it before it happened. And then what would happen, it would feel like a very low vibrational hum, and then I would see the grays, and if I would shout or yell, no one would hear me, and they wouldn't rouse or anything, and I would feel like my body was just made of almost like ball bearings. It just felt different. At that point, I think they are coming into our dimension with like this dimensional bubble almost. Like the only way to describe it is like a bubble, and then I would be encompassed in that bubble as well with them, with the grays.
So I thought this was Dolly Parton when she was 8 years old. No. This is Dolly Parton when she was 9. Or when he was 9.
How is this even possible? Dolly Parton just passed away, and all of a sudden, the first tropical storm of the season's name is going to be Dolly, and they're tracking it right now. Oh, I'm sorry, the next one, the one on the list, the one they're tracking right now. What is the probability of this right here? And it gets even crazier, but hold on. The mathematic possibility of all that coming together is 1 in probably 1 trillion. They say that these names are randomly generated, just picking out of random. And the exact day she dies, all of a sudden they're tracking Dolly. And then of course we have the lunar eclipse in just a few days. In the last eclipse that we just had, Hayden Panettiere passed away. Again, what is the possibility? Things like this just prove that simulation theory in itself is accurate. I mean, everything follows terms of frequency. Numbers, colors, or for everything is frequency. Which is why the cults use gematria through divination by demons and higher realms to tell you what's going to happen in the future. That's why the music videos and the movies and TV always shows the future. It's not because, they're just some elaborate super planners. No, it's because the demons are infiltrating the thoughts and telling them what to write down. Hence, this is why there's a throne room in the major label studios everywhere. Also, this is why so many of the artists have another form, or Rain Man, a Sasha Fierce, because they're opening up their body, much like 32nd to 33rd degree, opening their body to be possessed by a devil to bring forth their will on the earth.
Here's your reminder that Homer Simpson predicted the mass of the God particle 14 years before scientists even proved it existed. Let's talk about it. The Higgs boson, or God particle, is the fundamental subatomic particle that creates an invisible force field, giving mass to all matter in our universe. Without it, subatomic particles would just float freely at the speed of light, atoms couldn't hold together, and nothing solid would exist. Now, in the 1998 episode, The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer tries to become an inventor and scribbles this complex equation on a chalkboard. That wasn't a random animation. Scriptwriter David Cohen, who held a degree in physics from Harvard, actually collaborated with researchers to write a legitimate equation using early string theory parameters. 14 years later, in July 2012, physicists at CERN's Large Hadron Collider finally detected the actual Higgs boson and measured its mass at 125 gigaelectron volts. When science author Simon Singh solved Homer's chalkboard math, it yielded 775 gigaelectron volts. That seems like a big gap, but in particle physics, where theoretical guesses are usually off by a factor of 1,000,000, landing in the same order of magnitude, the low hundreds, is a 99.9% statistical bullseye. Homer might have been a genius because he figured out long ago what matters most.
Hey, at this point, The Simpsons needs to be studied at like an Ivy League for sure. I mean, there's too many coincidences, as they say.
Alright, tell me I'm crazy. You guys know the mirror thing? Two-way mirrors? Then there's this one. Right? Wonder what that is. Interesting, right? Very interesting.
Music business is only designed to get as many people to go away from God as possible. So what happens is the devil needs workers, and by workers, he needs people who have influence, who can mislead or misguide people away from the light into the darkness. So this is why the artist is powerful. So the artist is the mouthpiece, okay? The artist is the mouthpiece between the devil and the fan, and the artist's job is to get you to throw up these weird signs. What are you doing this for? This is the Baphomet. I don't this. So don't think I'm throwing this up because I don't this. I'm just showing you, when you see these signs, when you see the checkerboards, when you hear them talking about demon time and drill and all, even the actual beat and the BPM, it's all 808 drums. This is all low vibration. So what happens is the artist is only the tool used to push the message of the devil.
This is all the companies that Disney owns. So when people look at a stock and they go, why is Disney stock going up? I don't think their theme parks are doing that well. That's because there's 100 other companies. Look, chat, they own, here's this little thing called Hulu that they own on the bottom left corner. GoPro, I bet you didn't even know that. They own GoPro. They own ESPN, Marvel, they own Fox, National Geographic they own, ABC7, they own that too. When you see a stock and when you see a company, there's more to it every time. You have to look into it.
Did you guys know that before the crowbar was invented, that crows actually just drank at home?
The priest of a Catholic church allowed this strange dance ceremony in the church. Check this out. According to the Catholic Church, this is not an act of worshiping other gods. Rather, it's a dance that used to be performed for other gods, but now it's being done for the Christian God.
Okay, something that a lot of you don't know, but you probably should know, is that Ethiopia is in the year 2018, because they are 7.5 years behind the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure Ethiopia is the only country in the world that is in the year 2018. And so when my dad told me my birthday, he didn't say you were born in 2000 he said I was born in 19 something. And that was really trippy for me because I was like, 19? And then I realized Ethiopia is 7.5 years behind the rest of the world. And the reason that Ethiopia is still using, so the rest of the world uses the Julian calendar, which has 12 months in a year. Ethiopia uses the Gregorian calendar, which has 13 months in a year and is also 7.5 years behind the Julian calendar. And I think the reason that they're still using that system is because, one, Ethiopia used to be a kingdom, and so they had their own rules and calendar and whatever. But also, I think Ethiopia is still in like biblical times. Ethiopia has never been colonized, and so nobody ever got to mess with our like traditions and like calendars and whatever. So I think that's why things are still the way that they are. But yeah, I saw a lot of Ethiopians commenting that we're still in the year 2018 in Ethiopia. So I thought I would mention that. A lot of Ethiopians, my Ethiopian friends, if they live here, they celebrate their birthday twice. Once on the Ethiopian calendar, and then again when on the American calendar. But yeah, I only celebrate mine once. My parents used to celebrate Ethiopian Christmas and American Christmas, so we did that when I was growing up, but for birthdays I just celebrate once.
There's an interesting theory surrounding Get Out that says Walter runs at night because Roman Armitage is still trying to beat Jesse Owens. If you're familiar with the film, Walter is the groundskeeper at the Armitage family's house. After Chris arrives, he notices something strange about Walter. Late at night, Walter suddenly begins sprinting around the property at full speed. Believers of this theory think Walter isn't simply exercising. Walter's body is being controlled by Roman Armitage, Dean's father, who had a personal connection to Jesse Owens. Dean tells Chris that his father Roman was once a competitive runner who lost to Owens during the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Fans believe Roman never got over that loss. After taking control of Walter's younger and stronger body, Roman finally had the physical ability he wished he had decades earlier. Supporters even point to Walter's old-fashioned running shoes, which were intentionally chosen to resemble footwear from the 1930s and reference Roman's past as a runner. This is why believers think Walter constantly runs at night. It isn't really Walter training, it's Roman inside his body, still obsessively racing against the memory of Jesse Owens and trying to prove that, with a different body, he could have finally beaten him.
Now, Get Out might be in the top 2 of movies that nobody can figure out. Do you know how many conspiracy theories have spawned from that movie? Literally, I still don't understand exactly what was going on, but it was a great movie, a classic if you ask me. Tap in and let me know what you think about the movie Get Out.
No animal on earth knows what a Monday is. No plant, no ocean, no nervous system in nature. The week doesn't exist. You've been exhausted by something that was never real to begin with.
Evil doesn't come out always as just a devil hat and horns and tails and fire and brimstone. It comes out as a beautiful angel of light. So if these things want to get people's attention, they're going to show up in the middle of chaos as an angel of light and start calming things down and helping people out. And everyone's going to see these are benevolent space brothers. And that, to me, is the strong delusion that's going to strike people, because people are prepared. They're looking for those who don't know God as their Savior, Jesus as their Savior. They're looking for a Creator. They're not willing to go to God and to Jesus, then they're looking elsewhere. And these entities are going to be more than happy to fill that role.
Now we're going to zoom into this. That's the first zoom in. Don't worry, we're going to do it again. Now. From right here, you can still argue. We can all still argue sitting here going, that just looks like a wolf, maybe a bear. However, when you do this, and we get real crazy, look at the body. Guys, that's not a wolf. I mean, it's not a standard wolf. That is not a bear. That's got a little more pointy ears. Guys, Google bears. I don't have an image of a bear on the background here, but dude, bears have teddy bear looking ears, man.
Does anyone find this strange? Actor Tim Curry passed away, and they always say that it comes in threes. First we had Hayden, then Dolly, now Tim, and apparently Tim Curry passed away the same date as Dolly. He apparently passed away at around 11 p.m., the same date that Dolly passed away. And again, he was best known for stuff like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and It the Clown and stuff like that. But don't you all find it very bizarre how it seems to always happen in threes? And the fact that he was 80 years old, just like Dolly, and passes away on August the 25th, just like Dolly. Something else very bizarre about all of this is it's exactly 33 weeks until his next birthday at the time of his passing. But maybe all of this is just a big coincidence, and rest in peace to Tim Curry.
Isn't it crazy how the more you know, the more you sound crazy to the people who don't?
Hey Wilcock, bro, you got the knowledge, baby.
Do you believe we're in end times now?
Oh.
Absolutely.
David's last interview, March 3rd, 2026.
Found 2 different copies of it in Ethiopia in the 1800s.
Wow.
And it is literally as old as the book of Genesis. And yet, curiously enough, it's not in the Bible. Now,
The
Noah,
canonized
it turns
version.
out, is the grandson of Enoch. And Enoch is the guy who was actually chosen by these giants, the so-called accursed fallen angels. Enoch was chosen as their representative to go to the Elohim and say, would you please not wipe us out? And yet, these people, in various incarnations, in various forms, they keep getting knocked down by God or Elohim or whatever you want to call it. And that cycle is about to repeat itself yet again.
Just a month ago, he's asked if he thinks we're in end times.
Absolutely. Look, there's over 30.
Absolutely.
30 different ancient prophecies, basically everything from Polynesian islands in the Pacific to Druid prophecies, Buddhist prophecies, Muslim. Go into the Quran, read what that says. Everybody talks about this. It's not just the Bible. Everybody.
From Beijing, China tonight, the race of the robots. The white robot, look at this, right there in the left lane, beating a human record, Usain Bolt's record, in fact, running the 100-meter dash in 9.39 seconds at the World Humanoid Robot Games. Who knew they even existed? That's about 0.2 of a second faster than Bolt's 2009 record. In the 400-meter, the same robot shattering the world record by nearly 5 seconds.
Now, we all are witnessing AI becoming a lot smarter than humans. Now, you know it was just a matter of time before they become better than humans in sports as well.
So the White House is considering changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. Why? Well, trade negotiations with Canada completely fell apart after the US threatened to hit them with 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of goods. Today, Canada announced retaliatory tariffs, which means the cost of life and everything is going to drive up even further. And the renaming of things isn't even a joke. In case you didn't know, the Associated Press got barred from the White House press pool because they refused to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the son of Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, has once again grabbed headlines. He said he wants to marry global music icon Beyoncé. The Grammy-winning singer is already married to American rapper and businessman Jay-Z. But in a series of posts on social media earlier this week, Kainerugaba asked Jay-Z to hand Beyoncé over to him. He said he has achieved everything he wanted in life and that his only challenge now is to get Beyoncé. This is not the first time Kainerugaba has sparked controversy about marrying the award-winning singer. In May 2025, he posted on social media claiming that Beyoncé was his woman, saying her husband Jay-Z must report to Uganda and apologize for marrying her. The Ugandan president's son, who is also the country's army chief, claimed he is richer than Jay-Z. Beyoncé and Jay-Z, one of the global entertainment industry's most influential couples, have been married since April 2008 and share 3 children. Neither of them has publicly commented on Kainerugaba's statements.
My name is Brenda Johnson, and I bought this house about 7 years ago, and I don't know why I bought it. My son lived in Peoria, and he wanted to move closer to me to Illinois. And I drove from Illinois over to here 2 or 3 times, and for no one reason, I don't know why, but just something about this house. And so when I bought it, we went in, started working on it. Then all kinds of things started happening. Saws going across the floor. 2x4 flew off the wall, hit my son in the mouth. And the floor was buckled, so we took the floating wood floor up, and we found a book in the corner of the door in between the floors that said how to communicate with the spirit world. And it has a pentagram on the front of it. And in the living room, it is a pentagram in the ceiling.
COVID is making a comeback. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the national COVID test positivity rate topped 3% for the first time since March, with numbers rising in every state. Wisconsin's health department reporting a very low COVID activity. The South and West have the...
Just a friendly reminder that when somebody actually loves you, their biggest fear is hurting you. When somebody just wants you, their biggest fear is losing you.
Many believe a time traveler was caught on camera holding a smartphone at Elvis Presley's final concert in June of 1977. This clip makes the object appear like something that is out of place for that time period. As Elvis hands a scarf to the audience, the camera pans over the crowd, and a woman in the audience holds a dark, rectangular object with a silver square detail. Believers claim the device is a modern touchscreen smartphone, pointing out that the first iPhone did not launch until 2007. It does almost look like it is glowing up against her chest, like it has some sort of screen that hadn't been invented yet. Yet skeptics say the object is actually a period-correct pocket gadget, like a vintage 110 film camera, a tape recorder, or a small personal item. I mean, it doesn't have to be a smartphone. It could be something from the far future. Who knows? I mean, what kind of phones are they going to have in 2057 or 2087 or 2100? Who knows? If time travel becomes possible, this would be an event an Elvis superfan would definitely try to attend. So is this a real time traveler caught on camera?
I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, right? It's like a little bridge, a little country road, whatever. And bam. In the side of the hill. It says no trespassing, 1939. Let's see if we can see how far down, what in the underground bunker hell is going on here.
These ATM customers had no idea about cash trapping, but police want everyone to pay attention to what they call a new crime trend. The San Marino Police Department released this flyer showing how it works. Police say a cash trap is a long metal cover and it is placed over an ATM's cash slot. When the trap is on the machine, no money can come out. After a customer puts in their information and is waiting for their cash, it appears the machine didn't dispense money, but really it is trapped behind the cover. Your account has less money, but it is not in your hands. San Marino police say local banks reached out to them about cash trapping, and they also discovered it is happening in nearby cities. Police say before using an ATM, inspect the card reader for any skimmers or loose parts. Another way of also trying to take information. Also, they say check the cash slot and make sure you can see where the bills will be dispensed. And if something looks off, use a different machine and report it to the bank or business right away.
Towards Earth, its chances of actually making contact with Earth and hitting us have doubled from 1% to 2%. We'll get into that in just a minute. And now scientists have warned NASA that they've waited too late to even deflect it if they have to. If you didn't see my previous video, this is 2024 YR4. This asteroid was discovered by scientists in Chile last December. Apparently it has a 1 in 43 chance of hitting Earth in 2032. And apparently the size of that impact would be like a city killer size. To give you more perspective on its size, the asteroid is up to 300 feet wide, which would make it around the same size of New York's Statue of Liberty. Its impact could also be similar to the Tunguska asteroid, which flattened 830 square miles of the Siberian forest back in 1908. Now, as I said before, originally the chance of this asteroid hitting Earth was 1.3%. It has now changed to 2.3%. Now, I also mentioned that NASA had said that scientists may not even have a chance to deflect it at this point. They say that you really need 10 years or more to plan, to build, and to execute an asteroid deflection mission. So at its estimated size, if it did hit Earth.
Wait just a minute. 10 years just to deflect an asteroid is crazy.
Here are some insane ratios that will break your brain. China's BYD car factory is bigger than the city of San Francisco. Last year, Pakistan had more newborns than the entire European continent. Indonesia's tiny island Java has more people than all of Russia. And speaking of Russia, its surface area is larger than Pluto. McDonald's feeds 1% of the human race every single day. The world's largest Starbucks in Chicago serves more coffee than every Starbucks in Italy. I guess Italians hate Starbucks. China pours more concrete every 3 years than the United States did in the entire 20th century. And for every one ship that the United States builds, China builds 230. Lagos, Nigeria's birth rate is so high that it adds 77 people per hour. And South Korea's birth rate is so low that it is losing 14 people per hour. Australia has a cattle ranch that is bigger than the state of Connecticut. More than half of the human race lives inside this one circle. 95% of Egypt's population lives along the Nile. India's city Delhi has a population that is higher than all of Australia. Only 8% of Indians have a passport. Mongolia has more horses than people. And 1 in every 200 men alive today is a descendant of Genghis Khan. Japan sells more adult diapers than baby diapers. Switzerland has more nuclear bunker capacity than people. I guess Switzerland overbooked for the apocalypse? Make sure you follow for more and comment what other bizarre ratios that you know about.
Hey, a lot of interesting facts, and it's clear that Pakistan has been getting busy with all them babies that they're having right now.
Look at this inside St. Mark's Basilica. A winged being slaying a dragon. And all around these old buildings, there are depictions of animals and creatures that we don't see in the world today. But there's another dragon, you see that? And over here, this is something I keep seeing. And here on this stonework, there are flying lions depicted. That's something I keep seeing here. So the most common depictions I'm seeing are winged beings, or angels, flying lions, and dragons. There are many depictions of angels and humans slaying beasts, dragons and hellhounds and all sorts of stuff like that. And here in the middle, I find this fascinating. You can see these saintly beings with the visible aura, and there's some kind of link going into the center. And I believe that to be their connection to the divine depicted there. That's their connection to ether. And here you have the cherub angels flying, and a demonic type being there with wings as well. And like I said, I believe these winged beings are the ones who created the mosaic here, because all of this artwork is mosaic. And the only way that I can see that being feasible is physically flying up there to place each individual piece. I can't imagine a scaffold or similar in here to reach all of that and create it so perfectly and so beautifully. I believe it was these beings that created that. Those are the beings that designed the entire network from the sky. They flew into the sky and designed it from there so they could make it perfect. Designing their entire power grid with precision from the sky. These beings existed. They were around. Who knows where they are now? All the mysteries are being uncovered. And we're returning to the glory of this kind of civilization.
Well, you guys, that's another one in the books, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and watching one with me. If you haven't done so already, do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me. Helps the video out and the channel. The hype button and subscribe if you're not already part of the iTrack fam. We're trying to run it up to 150 subs. So do me the biggest and I will definitely catch you on the next one.